Good morning. Look at that number, not a fluke number, and also down again. I don't want to, before we start, I don't want to give the realistic expectation that this is normal. I don't know what's going on. But also, I'm not starving myself either. I know I'm saying I stayed under my calorie allotment. That's all I'm doing. I continue to work out. Sometimes you have weird gains. The scale sometimes doesn't make any sense. But here we are. I'm not going to question it because I know it's going to even out again at some point. You can't guess what your body's going to do. It's not going to be a steady decline downwards, but you're going to trend downwards. So a couple days you're going to be the same. A couple days you're going to lose. I don't know. It's all about overall picture. And I can't stress enough. I will do weigh-ins on camera if I can figure out a way to easily stream that without mucking stuff up. I'll have a scale that shows the number to the camera or something. I don't know how. Like the scales they have at the doctor's office where you hop on the pad and it shows the number. But, good. Feels good. Do I think hitting 260 this week is realistic? No, definitely not. In fact, I would probably go to the doctor if that happened. Do I think I'll be solid 270s? Yeah. I think so. Sketch writing group yesterday. We're trying to come up with a new name, a new show format. I feel pretty good. We came up with some ideas that I think have potential. And the name doesn't really matter. But, it is kind of like the first level marketing to somebody's stream. If you're called Zigzag Potato Scallywags, I don't know what the fuck you do. And those curious little cats who are I just have no idea what this means. Not a whole lot of people are going to click on that link. So. We'll see. Hopefully coming soon. Hopefully we don't talk about it for 7 months. And then do one episode and then realize we don't like the format at all. Hopefully we try it out. See what works and doesn't work. Change it. I think we can. I think we will. And hopefully the format of that show will have a bunch of stuff written or started writing. Ideas we really, really like and beat out. And then hopefully we get back to producing stuff regularly. So the idea of the show is pitching comedy ideas to a mysterious benefactor. And so we're all pitching our ideas. and building off it. I think it's a fun little extra element. We'll see. Maybe we'll drop it after the first episode. Who knows? That's the fun part of trying something new. Is no one's used to anything. No one's used to a format. So you're going to lose viewers. But you're going to get new viewers that like whatever you're doing. Same with this. Yeah, I've been losing a lot of Twitch followers. And I've been losing some and gaining more on YouTube. But you know what? It's just like weight loss. It's all about the overall trend line. You gotta do something that's sustainable. You gotta change it up, and sometimes that means the number goes the way you don't want it to go. But if you know you're doing the right thing, it's gonna get there eventually. So I am not worried. The days of old AiPDs, they're gone, yeah. I can look back and have fun times. But it's also like we didn't know what we know now about AI and stuff. And, you know, people's opinions are different about it. My opinions are different about it. But you know what is not controversial? Getting healthy. And you know what I need to do? Get healthy. So here we are. We ride the bike. I do my waddle side to side. You know, I watch the videos back, and maybe I need to stop waddling. I need to plant myself more. There we go. Look at that, right in the middle. Hands and arms moves. Nah, whatever. That's way too much thinking. I'll just pedal the bike. Got up a little earlier. You know, I went to bed a little early. Had a little insomnia. Just get on the bike. Take advantage of the time. A little earlier than usual. Maybe I'll catch the rare couple people who wake up at 6:30 and then go to work by 7. And also flick on the stream and look for fat fitness guys who are trying to lose a bunch of weight. It's a very niche audience, but you know, there's people out there. There's someone out there. And you know what? There's people out there that would be grateful to be like the way I am now. Like everybody on my 600-pound life. Like, their episodes always end with them in like the high 200s or mid 200s. And they're like, wow, that's so much progress. And like, that's where I'm starting. So like, I've got a huge advantage. I can get there as long as I do not stop. I will get there. It's just a matter of keeping your spirits high. That's a lot of things. If you don't give up and you give it an honest try and you try to improve yourself every day, you will get better. Now, the problem is like trying to find out, how do I get better? That's a learning experience. And it's frustrating when you expect or want results immediately, because it's like, I'm already taking the time to do this and I'm not seeing any results. Are you having fun with it? Do you feel like you're learning? That's progress. It's not measurable progress, but it's progress. You know you're learning stuff. This is kind of like just overall motivational morning. You know, I lose a couple pounds and I just immediately become a motivational speaker. Yeah, I know some things. Yeah, I know how to get really fat and shed it off. I know some things. Yeah, I've got something to say. Maybe I'm just reiterating them to myself so I don't forget. Because it's easy to get in a hole. It's easy to be in a, well, this sucks, so this is also going to suck. I'm not even going to try because that's going to suck. Bad attitude to have. Understandable, though. Totally relatable. Completely human experience. Things suck for a lot of people. And sometimes things suck way worse than other people. But the road to improving things is having an attitude of, I want to get better. I want to not think about that other stuff. How do I make myself happy? Because especially if things are good or bad, they might get worse. And you start to spiral. And I'm not saying ignore the problems. Like, of course, you got to deal with them. But think about what makes you happy in life and hyper-focus on that. I'm not saying it's going to be like an immediate fix-all. But it's at least something positive you can look forward to in your day. And that helps. That helps immensely to get yourself, pull yourself out of the hole. Sometimes I say things, I think I'm so inspirational, and I'll watch it back, being like, should I clip this? And I'm like, that is nonsensical. And I'm breathing really hard. And I can't understand what I was saying. So I think I'm being all like, oh my God, that's the wisest thing I've ever seen. And then I look at the stream later, I go, the birds and the bees, the bird. I go, oh my God. I must have passed out midway on the bike there. Gone into some fugue state. Always important to stay hydrated too. Nothing feels better than drinking water after you built up a bit of sweat. Or running a 5K, and then that first bit of food you get after you run it. Like those bananas that you have at the finish line, you're like, what the fuck is there just a pile of bananas doing there? Those are the best bananas I've ever had in my entire life. Even though most of them aren't ripe, and they've just been sitting outside all morning long. I mean, it's a banana. It's pretty much self-sealed. Someone sat on them when they were put them in the car. Those are the best bananas I've ever had in my entire life. Because I felt like I earned them. And then that breakfast, I always do like a, just Eggs, bacon, hash browns. That is the best breakfast. After you've been training, you did it, you finished, you got those endorphins pumping through your veins, you're hungry, it's the morning time, you didn't eat before. You know, a lot of people say, my trainer always said, you know, eat a little something before you come and work out. I feel like that's for people who like pass out and stuff. It's never been a problem for fatties. I've got plenty of reserves. I'm not passing out from not eating something. I've been hibernating for many winters. I'm good. I'm good. And I couldn't. I don't know. I've tried. Maybe eat oatmeal or something. But overall, I just don't like to eat before I work out. Eat as soon as you were done. Yeah. You can't just starve yourself. Eating after always worked out for me. But you know, you do you. If you're feeling lightheaded and about to pass out, have a crunch a muncha. Eat an oatmeal bar or something. Me, that's never been the case. When I give blood, they're like, stand up slowly. I go, this has never been a problem with me. I have so much blood. Just give me that juice and cookie. That's how fat I am. I used to donate my blood all the time to get the juice and cookie. Even though I'm fully capable of buying juice and cookies myself. You know, when you're fat, there's a certain level of guilt to having snacks in the house. So it's like, but if I give blood, I've earned it. And I just slammed that thing. A kid-sized juice. A medium-sized cookie. They're like, you can help yourself to a juice and cookie? I go, I already ate it. They're like, oh, wow, that was quick. I go, I know. I'll see you in the minimal amount of time before I can donate blood again. They go, see ya. But I stopped. I stopped giving blood. I hate to admit. I stopped giving blood.
Hulk Hogan official said, Dracula got caught embezzling blood donations.
Yeah. I stopped donating blood because Dracula was drinking all my blood. I caught him in the alley. He was just going to town on my blood. No. I stopped going because some of these nurses that operate these like donation events, they only have like a week of training and they're not very good at it. So I went to like the library, said donate some blood, like I usually did at the time. And this lady stabbed my arms like 7 times with a needle, and she had an older lady had to come over and help. I was like, well, my arm hurts like fucking hell. And I spent way longer here than I expected. And the juice and cookies was just like a bag of pretzels or something in the water. And I go, well, this is everything I need to not do this ever again. Bad attitude, though. I should go donate blood. You know, it's a thing that everybody needs. If no one gave blood, we'd be in big, deep shit. Every accident anyone got in. You know, car accidents happen all the time. It's good to donate blood. It really costs you nothing, and you could be saving a life.
I was giving blood for a test once, and that dubiously qualified nurse were really struggling to find a vein.
Yeah, that sucks. And I go, I guess, you know, I always warn nurses when they're taking my blood. I go, you know, I've been told I have hard veins to find.
I'm like Lady Dick, I can see them.
You know when you're versing, like, you're versing. You know when you're with a nurse that has been like, I'm actually good at this. Last time I gave blood for a doctor's appointment, she found it in like 2 seconds. And it was like the quickest ever. And just as I was like continuing to warn her, she's like, we're done. I was like, oh. I go, you didn't have a hard time at all? She's like, no. I want to be like, high five. That was the best blood taking experience I've ever had. Yeah, that's pretty egregious. When you could see your veins. My mom has the same problem. I don't know. It's like hidden. But again, I feel like a good nurse knows the tricks. And a volunteer does not. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know how to find a vein. Put a needle into it. Maybe I should. Just in case. I don't know what the situation could possibly be that I would need to like put a needle in someone's arm, but I feel like that's one of those things I should know how to do. I know how to fix a computer. I know how to do minor car repair. Why can't I do a little, yeah, I could do a blood transfusion. Yeah, push came to shove. I could do it. I've been watching too much Fallout and post-apocalyptic stuff. I watched The Terror, and then I watched, I started to watch Society in the Snow. It's about this like lacrosse team from Hungary or Uruguay, and they crash in the Andes. I haven't finished it, so no spoilers, no spoilers. But I was like, I cannot watch another sad movie. It crashed and they named some guy named Andy's ass, and they're like, "What are you putting your ass on the tarmac for, Andy?"
And why there are two of them.
And they have to survive on his ass. Well, he's got two butt cheeks. They're both the Andes. It was a really good movie, but I had to stop watching. I was like, I cannot watch another sad thing in a row. And then I put on some Frasier. Good old reliable Frasier. You know, whether you like him or not. I personally hate actual Kelsey Grammer. But damn it, Frasier is so good.
Last movie I watch. Glass Onion probably.
Glass Onion, okay. That is one I've been told to watch many a time. And I have not. I feel like I just have to, you know, tear off the Band-Aid, and maybe I'll do that this weekend. Try to get Ellen to watch Glass Onion.
Have you seen Knives Out?
So yeah, okay. So Knives Out is the first one, and then Glass Onion is the second one, right? So I should watch Knives Out first. Yeah, I forgot about that. Both of those have been on my watch list for a while, but it's just like, I don't really know what it's about, but sometimes that's like what you want for movies like that. Because I think there's like a surprise element, right? Is it kind of like a whodunit? I don't really know. Maybe that's why it's been so low on my list.
Yeah, they follow same detective but two different stories.
Okay. Interesting. I recently watched Anora. I really loved Anora. One of the girls who was in the Manson family and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I forget her name. She was really good.
Talking whether or not it's a whodunit might spoil the movie.
Okay, yeah, I don't want no spoilers. It's a detective movie. I know it. I've been told it's good multiple times. I just need to watch it. Anora, I also hate. I like it. I hate it. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it. I feel like it's like some movies are just like really kind of unmarketable, almost like you see the preview and you're like, oh, it's this, and then you watch it, it's like, oh, it's like masquerading as this, but it's actually something completely different. That's what happened with Anora. Like I kind of saw like a preview and I was like, oh, that seems kind of interesting. I gotta be in the right mood for it. And then it completely surprised me with what it is. This exotic dancer goes out with this oligarch, Russian oligarch's son. And, you know, the family doesn't like it. And things start to go from there. I don't know if that's enough of a teaser for you. But it does not take the twists and turns you expect. Also super sexual, but I am not a snooty patootie. But some people, I get it. It's weird. Not a movie to watch with your mom. But a good movie. Oh, you know what? I watched an old movie.
I don't really watch movies. I need some specific hooks just for me.
Okay. Well, here's one for you. Here's a good old one with Walter Matthau. And you're like, man, that guy's old as fuck. He is super dead. But he's really good in this movie. It's called Hopscotch. It's in the Criterion Collection. Walter Matthau's in the CIA. And his boss tries to put him in like a desk position. And Walter Matthau's like, I'm not doing that. Because he disagreed with something Walter Matthau did in the opening scene. I won't spoil it. And then the whole movie is Walter Matthau doing this elaborate revenge to get back at one specific person. He's using like all of his CIA training and skills to really just ream his boss for like trying to get a little bit. It's like such a simple, amazing plot. And it's like so relatable because it's like, yeah, we've all had a boss that was like a petty tyrant and tried to make our lives a living hell because we tried to do what we thought was right for one moment in our life. And it is so satisfying to see someone in that situation go, no, I'm not putting up with your bullshit. And immediately get the best revenge. Like it is such a satisfying ending. Anyway, Hopscotch with Walter Matthau. Look it up. Again, old movie, but like Walter Matthau is hilarious in that. He's very sharp. He has like a love interest that's not really believable whatsoever, but you know, that was the times. Ugly dudes getting the hottest women imaginable. That was just like, you know, movie making. The weird male fantasy. But the movie's mostly about the revenge, not about the love, so, you know, you could get over it. You could get over the implausibility of it. This isn't a spoiler, but it's like you understand immediately and within the first line. So Walter Matthau goes on the first mission, and then he goes into his boss's office, and he knows he's about to get reamed. So the first thing he says to his like boss is like, "Hey, how'd you get so short? Why are you so short?" And then the boss is like, "Sit down, you fucking asshole." Just like such a perfect like. What I mean, I always have problems with motivation in movies.
It's
like
just
I'm like, why does he
people
feel
hype
that
up
way
movies
about
for me
this
so
person?
much I end up disappointed because movie in my head was better.
Oh yeah. I have a problem with nothing drives me more crazy than I don't know why this character did that. Like, what motivated them to do that? In this movie, that first line, I get the whole picture. I go, I completely understand why Samantha hates this guy. He sucks. And the other guy doesn't like him back.
Mr. Fox, it was neat. But it was NT the masterpiece I thought it was.
I have not seen that either, but yeah, I feel like some of these movies have been hyped up to impossible standards. So, I've been meaning to watch Fantastic Mr. Fox for a while, but it's like, yeah, same thing. I feel like too many people have said too many glowing reviews about something, and it's like the movie in my head's much better than what it's actually going to be. Or maybe not. I don't know. I haven't given it a chance, so I can't really judge. But I get what you're saying. Sometimes you just don't like a movie. Like, I love The Substance. Alan fucking hated The
Also,
Substance.
vibes are really important to me.
Vibes are really important, yeah. Also, I hate, like, writer dialogue. You could tell when someone says, like, a big, cool line. No one says anything cool in their entire life. I think the one person who can get away with it is, like, Quentin Tarantino. And, like, you've got to earn the corny line that you want to say. It's another thing that just, like, takes me out. They look, like, dead into camera and they say the name of the movie or something. It's like, okay, what the fuck is going on right now? Way to destroy everything you've set up so far.
Like, my favorite movie is Big Fish, probably the most forgotten movie by Tim Burton.
Big Fish is another one I've heard things about, but I've never seen. I watch so much crap, and I have all these movies to watch.
I just think it's neat.
Okay, there you go. That's a good recommendation. I just think it's neat. That is a good recommendation. Sets the expectations just right. And yeah, sometimes a movie you really love, like, it's just
I
not
like
for
movies
someone
based
else.
on short stories about how living is actually pretty cool.
Yeah. I'd like to escape. I don't like everything to be sad and doom and gloom. Although, I don't know, something... I do love watching the saddest movies imaginable. I don't know what's enjoyable about it. I'm really trying to, like, self-diagnose. It's like... I think the saddest movie I've ever watched is Johnny Got His Gun. And it's about, like, a World War soldier, or a World War I soldier that's, like, deaf, mute, blind. He lost all of his limbs. And, like, can't see. Can't say anything. I mean, just reiterating, he's just, like, he refers to himself as, like, a pile of meat. And it's, like, the best anti-war documentary I've ever seen. Or anti-war documentary. Anti-war movie. And incredibly sad. Just so heart-wrenchingly sad. But I like it. I feel like it expands your mind. I don't know what it is. Sometimes I just feel the need to see a sad movie. It kind of puts things in perspective. It makes me a little bit more, grateful for what I have. Humbles me. Put yourself in someone else's shoes. Like, I don't know. I don't know what one thing. I think it's a lot of little things. But then, yeah. Ellen, not a fan. Alan's like, I just want a movie that will take my brain off the hellish existence we currently live in. And I'm like, I want a movie to see how far hell can go. So I completely understand what she's like. I do not want to watch this and I hate you for even telling me what that movie's about. And I go, understandable. But I like all movies. I'm trying to think of a movie genre I really don't particularly like. I'm a bit of a cinephile. I have been. Because it was the one thing, like, me and my cousin, I don't know, we bonded over video games, but we really bonded over movies. Like, we would just go out to the movies all the time and just stick around. And sometimes our parents would just leave us there and we'd, like, sneak into another movie.
I respect horror, but not for me.
And this was back before, like they had, like, PG-13 in our movies. But they didn't really care. Like, they care at the ticket counter.
Movies scare me.
But then you just buy a ticket for Sister Act 2 and then you sneak into an R movie. You pull a Tony. It's like, I have definitely pulled that trick. I have buffed the numbers for My Little Pony or some children's movie to go see. Like a No Jason movie or something. Spooky movies scare me. I don't know. I'll be the one psychopath in the movie just like laughing as someone's like head is getting exploded. I just like appreciate the craft. I go, that's a good blood effect. I'm like, how did they get that much blood gushing out? Because the trick I know, I've made some short
Also, I have
films in
some
the
firsts
past.
when I do go see movies in theater. It will bet.
There's a couple tricks I know for like gushing blood. One is you have someone on the other end, like you drop a bucket of blood down and then you blow as hard as you can, or you put a bucket up really high, and just like gravity do the work, or you have an air compressor, and then you have to like ADR the sound later
Like
because the air compressor is so fucking loud.
From friends.
That gets that good gushing blood, the blood explosion. Because I've seen other filmmakers, they don't know how to do it. And it just like dribbles out. No. Everyone wants the gushing blood. Everyone wants you to hit that main artery.
MR_Seeker said, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Seeker. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I guess I've never been.
Headache morning today for me.
Headache morning? Oh, yeah, that's a bummer. I woke up with a nosebleed. And I'm, like, constantly in fear that my pipes are going to explode because it's that cold. It's, like, super low in the negatives this morning. My pipes are making weird noises, which makes me think that there's ice in the pipes. So if you ever have, like, frozen pipes, you're supposed to, like, leave the cabinets open and then leave the water dripping. Like, cold water, just dripping. Because the flow of water, like, prevents it from freezing up completely. And I didn't do that, but I got to run around the house and turn on all the faucets to drip.
Freezing pipes?
Freezing pipes, yeah. Gets around freezing pipes. Mr. Seek would know. Cold weather climate, people. We get it. And with wind chill, it's supposed to get like -20. It's supposed to be something insane today. So guess who's not
Never
going
had that
outside
issue.
today? Not me. Never had that issue. Okay. I mean, it's not that big of a pain in the ass until you forget to do it. And then your pipes, when your pipes freeze and burst, it's like a catastrophic burst. It's like someone took a saw and like went lengthwise down the pipe.
Just ensure
It's
that
like
all
the
piping
worst
is next
break.
to the heater.
It's not like a little crack horizontally. It's like a crack vertically And sometimes it's a long crack. Depends how much it froze. So, I've never had it personally happen, but I've known people it's happened to. And that is an expensive and urgent plumber repair.
Better freezing pipe than a clogged drain.
I don't know. I'd rather have a clogged drain. Freezing pipe means you gotta like turn off the water of your entire house and like fix that section. And then also go through with a hairdryer or whatever you got to warm up the pipes to drain out the residual water and prevent other pipes from freezing and bursting. It is a pain in the ass. But, you know, there's a lot of things you get to do to prepare. Like, there's insulation for pipes, and you just, like, wrap it around. But, like, if you have to do that the day of, it's kind of a pain in the ass. It was kind of a pain in the ass to do that, but I was like, you know, I want to take care of this now because I know the winter is coming. And now happy little me is happy I did that. But I'm still worried. You know, I'm like, this isn't that much insulation. Oh, that's a bummer. Yeah, that's a bad drain story. I had a friend in Detroit. He had like the drain line to his house collapse. And so they had to like dig up his whole yard, front and back, and replace like
So
the
he had to cut
whole
the pipe
thing.
open. Sewer smile.
Oh, that had to suck. Because then you're without water for like that whole. So you gotta buy a bunch of bottled water and figure out like solutions, workarounds. Have a bucket to flush your toilet. Oh no, yeah, sewer, yeah.
Worst part, I had to go retrieve tools.
Oh no. You smell the stink of 1,000 buttholes. You know, big ups to plumbers. You don't get enough credit
It was a
doing
kitchen
the
drain.
job. It was a kitchen drain. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, all the drains lead to the same sewer line, though, eventually. So you don't really think about it until this happens. And then you're like, oh, no. Oh, no. Or when you don't have any water in the P-trap. P-trap is just like a little bit of water to prevent like sewer gas from coming in your house. And rodents and other things anyway. If you don't use like a certain faucet or, you know, water spigot in your house,
Better than
that will
having no
dry
water in
out.
P-trap.
And then you'll get the nastiest sewer gunch smash, or you'll get like bubbles in your toilet. And when it'll just smell like the worst thing you've ever put in your nostrils. And it's usually from that. Your P-trap is dried up, or it's not properly working because the pipes are set up wrong. There's another
Talking
case
from
where
experience.
it's like, talking from experience, I watch a lot of This Old House. Another thing that can happen is like, if it's set up wrong, the pressure from the water can like rip the water out of the P-trap. So there's like a way to do a P-trap that's like out of code now and has been for a long time, but people still do it. And it like just has a non-intuitive thing of like when you flush and the pipe going down is like way longer. like you have like a W instead of a U, it will pull the water from the. That is like how much force the water has falling down, and so your P trap will never have water at the bottom of it. It'll always keep draining. Weird things. I like the physical sciences. Like cooking is like alchemy. You're turning like raw ingredients into something better than the sum of its parts. You know, carpenters and plumbers and electricians, like you're like manipulating the physical forces of the world to protect me, shelter me, help me turn on my internet, help me turn on my computer. I don't know if I have that same satisfaction with software. I'm manipulating ones and zeros. Who cares? Sometimes I just want to pull out like a miter saw and build a bookshelf or something. I don't know. We had a sketch video where I was like Jesus Christ, but I was a shitty modern day carpenter. And like part of the bit was like building a shitty bookshelf to be like, hey, here's your bookshelf. I spent a lot of time on it. And like building a shitty bookshelf was like way harder. I was like, I don't know how to drive a nail really. It's been a long time. I think the last time I had to hammer and nail something in was like for like Boy Scouts or hanging a picture or something. Like, it's been a long time. And so when I was trying to make a shitty bookshelf, I was like, I think I just have to make a regular bookshelf as best I can, and I think it's just going to be shitty. Because I tried to build a shitty one, and the nails kept falling out, and the pieces kept like twisting out. I go, what the hell? How do I do this? I had to clamp stuff down, figure out what pieces I was going to nail, measure it out a little bit more because I was trying to make it crooked, and I was like, making something crooked and also stable, it's pretty hard. I've been talking about this for a while, but I want to take like those Home Depot courses. I just want someone to teach me like woodworking and soldering and plumbing, like basic. I know basic. I want to like level up a little bit.
Having hot joylant lunch here. They have not started sending yet.
Oh, nice. Not that I know of. I haven't gotten an email saying it's shipped, but I will keep checking. I just hate feeling hopeless, you know. I want to at least have some idea.
I want to learn to do metalworking.
Oh yeah, I have a coworker who does metalworking, and he like makes jewelry and stuff, and like makes like metal art and stuff, like metal sculptures and like picture frame inserts that are just like bronze, like cut out. Looks really nice. So jelly. I don't want to be a master at it.
CNC, but no welding.
CNC, I really want to learn. I feel like if I want to rapidly prototype, because you can like CNC like cardboard and like shitty pieces of wood to like build a prototype of something. I feel like most of CNC is just like learning how the machine works. How do I feed the blueprint in? Where do I put the wood? And then the laser like does the rest, right? Start. 3D printers, yeah, that's another thing I would like to do. I have a friend who prints miniatures and like build elaborate set pieces. Like, you know, if you ever seen Dimension 20, like those elaborate pieces, she can do that.
Start destroying the piggy bank.
Yeah, exactly. All these things cost. A CNC machine's probably like a couple grand. 3D printer, decent one's probably $1,000. My local library has it where you could rent it, and it's always unused. I've never seen anyone use it ever, but I feel like I want to take advantage of that.
1,200
You just pay for the material.
250 for starter.
And make sure it's cleaned up. And it's like, it was I forget what brand it was, but it's like a good brand of 3D printer. All right, here comes the sun. Got the nice gradient. Sunrise is kind of slow, but it's also kind of fast. Like if I rewatch the video, it'll go from like pitch black to sun up in like a minute or something, I feel like. It's pretty quick. Love seeing the sunrise, especially on a day where I lost again. Not gonna lie, last week was kind of a bummer. It was like, man, I stagnated. But you know what? It is like just crack it down and die. I was going, I think, like extra hard. Last week, I think I was like, I'm working out so I can eat more. And I was going a little fat crazy. I had a fat attack. It happens. It happens from time to time. Keeping a food log really works. Because I feel like I have what everybody has. Like, every overweight person has fat brain. Where they go, no, I eat pretty good. You don't know that until you start counting calories. And it's like, wow, I was not eating well. I was eating way too much. I thought I was eating 2,000 calories. And I was eating like 2,000 calories in an hour. It's like, woo. And then you eat snacks on top of that. So now I'm eating snacks, but I'm already way over my calorie intake. I gotta say, when I get a good routine, like I do kind of want to pop into gyms. But I don't want to be the asshole who has his camera. Because I always remembered, like, I would see, like, you know, people, like, live streaming or on a video call with somebody. I go, put your phone away. Can't we have one place that is sacred and silent? And then you have the guy, like, blaring music sometimes. It's like, all right. To each their own, yeah. It didn't really bother me, but, I could... It is like a shared space. It's easy to annoy. And like they didn't sign up for you to be doing a show there. It's like, hey, I just want to work out. I'm doing like helping myself. I don't need to be on the news. I don't need to be on your stupid stream. But then again, not a whole lot of people are there. So as long as you're like, hey, I'm going to be recording over here. If you don't want to be in frame. It's like, okay. We'll see. I might have just talked myself out of doing it, but...
Bizantiadev said, afternoon Jason.
Hey, good morning, Biz. Sun's just coming up here in Michigan. How are things? How are things going? How are you? We were just talking about mastering the physical sciences, manipulating matter, cooking, metalwork, woodworking, plumbing,
Been busy volunteering as a hospice mascot down Birmingham, UK.
Oh, wow. Okay. Good for you, man. Ellen volunteers at a group that, oh God, another brain fart. I can't remember what it's called, but it's people who can't speak. Usually people who have just like had a stroke and they like just lose the ability to speak, or people who have like trouble. Can't remember what it's called. Maybe I have that. And I volunteer what I can, but I could always do more. I feel like I just need a good volunteer group to join.
That sounds genuinely useful. Half of the kids loved it and the smaller ones were terrified. I kind of find that funny. MR_seeker said, hospice mascot? Reminds me of clinic loans, they apparently earn more than hospital staff.
I can see that. Hey. Anything to make me forget that I'm in a horrible situation. If I was in that situation, I'd appreciate a clinic clown. Because you're surrounded all day by doom and gloom people, and people are just trying to keep you alive for as long as possible. And then you got your family coming and making amends and being like, I'm so sorry.
Said, that sounds like a joke, but I think that's
really
real.
sad. So I think it helps to have a guy with a big red nose come in and make balloon animals. It's like, okay, the one person in my life that's not treating me like I'm already dead. Oh, no, I believe it. I completely believe it.
Not the job, the pay.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't catch that. They apparently earn more than hospital staff. Wow. Interesting.
MR_seeker said, it's real. They are clowns that go to hospitals.
Oh, I knew that existed. The surprising fact is that is the pay. That's a little shocking. I guess it's just such a niche thing. Maybe just because the demand is so low. I don't want to minimize what nurses do. They're amazing people that do great work, but being funny is a skill, and being funny for people that are really have trouble laughing because of their situation. That's another
Better
thing.
collective labor
That's like
agreements.
another level. Oh, that's amazing. The guy who played Palpatine would go in and lose to children to make them feel better. That's amazing. Good on that guy. See? And the fact that I didn't hear about that story until now.
Oh,
He wasn't like rubbing it in people's faces. He humbly did it. And, he didn't want to make a big deal out of it. He has helped improve some of these lives. The 501st? What is that? Did you mistype, or is that something I don't know?
is a cosplay group.
Oh, interesting. I've never heard of it.
At every con I've been to. Same with the Naval Jedi Temple training.
Yeah, I would lose my mind. Like if I saw like Bruce Campbell come in and I was like sick and dying as a kid, I'd be like, oh my God, it's Ash.
MR
Thank you,
underscore Seeker said,
Jesus.
I know them because they sit next
This
to our
is so
Ludo sports
surprising.
stand.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Who else would I lose my mind for? I feel like when I was a kid, yeah, Bruce Campbell would probably be the number one. When I was in college and now, maybe John Waters. Or
For me, it would be
David
Angelina
Lynch,
Jolie.
rest in peace. In hindsight, it would have been awesome to see him like come. Not something I feel like he would ever do, but it would have been like, oh my God, why is David Lynch here? This is the best day of my life. For me, it would be Angelina Jolie. Okay. Well, we all see what motivates Mr. Seeker now, huh? Okay.
Byzantiadev said,
Angelina
if
Jolie?
Katy Perry visited me in hospital, I'd recover so fast.
Whoa, everyone's vitals are, you know.
Hulk Hogan official said, mine would be Tom and Jerry.
Tom and Jerry. And they'd be like, you know, Tom and Jerry is like, don't tell them. Yeah, we can get Tom and Jerry. All right. There we go. Another hour down. Another weight loss day.
Byzantiadev said, relaxing scream sounds.
Whew. We've done it. 277. Hey. As long as we're trending downward, you know, it's easy to
MR
get
underscore
wrapped up.
Seeker said, if it was Tom and Jerry, I think the hospital would have issues.
It's easy to get wrapped up on, you know. I know it's going to plateau again. It's okay. We're all trending downwards. Some days I'm going to plateau for a couple of days. Some days I might even gain a little bit for a couple of days. Hopefully not gain. Hopefully not gain. Hopefully plateau. Plateauing down. Ride the wave. Ride the staircase down. But, you know, as long as the trend line goes downwards, that's all I care about. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. See you tomorrow. Have a great day. Stay warm out there if you're in this cold snap. Anyway, bye.
Have a great day.
See ya.
Byzantiadev said, see ya.